ready to rock and roll? All right, let's see here. All right, I see a lot of new faces, and that makes me so incredibly excited. Welcome in. My name is Hope Mercer, and I have a yoga studio here in town called Iron Zen Yoga. I also teach a chair yoga class at the Guernsey County Senior Citizen Center. As of right now, I'm teaching twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays. And then I do this community-based class here at the library whenever my schedule allows. So fortunately, I'm in college right now, so my schedule has been a little wonky, so I haven't had quite as much free time to be here. And I've missed you guys. There's some faces I haven't seen in a couple months, and it's nice to see you all again. So this particular class, I do broadcast live on Facebook, but the camera is only on me. It'll never be on you folks. And then what I do after this class is Facebook decided they were just going to delete my stuff after 30 days. So I now download it, and then I re-upload it to YouTube. So anytime you're like, man, I wish there was class, you can go to YouTube, you can look up Iron Zen Yoga, and you will find all of the community chair yoga classes listed there. And I think I have at least a couple folks that have taken advantage of that. You can go on, turn it on your TV at home, on your laptop, your phone, comfy chair at home, and you can do some of the practice with me there as well. So, are we ready? Ready. All right, let's get started. So as a reminder though, as I was saying that because I made myself a Post-it note to remind myself to tell you, we do have here at the library in January 2 days, February 2 days, one in March, one in April, that I was able to reserve this room, and they are going to be on Fridays at 11 a.m. So I'm going to change it up on you once again. But the room wasn't available when I was available, so I was like, trying to make it work because I'll be in school full-time on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays next semester. So I'll be finished with college the first week of May. I should give you all a save the date so you can come see me walk for graduation. So that'll be in May, and then I'll be able to get back to a regular schedule with you guys. So thank you for being here today. So let's get started then. We're going to find a comfy seat. And we're gonna just give a little rock side to side here, finding your sits bones. This is the little bony points underneath of your bottom. I forgot to silence my phone. If you forgot to silence your phone, if you'll make sure you silenced your phone as well, please. And then we're going to let the knees and the toes point straight ahead. Your hands rest down on your laps. We're gonna think about lifting through the crown of our head. If you're comfortable closing the eyes, we'll close the eyes. If you'd rather not, just let your vision go a little fuzzy. Maybe find a focal point on the floor right ahead of you and just let the gaze soften. And we're going to take these first few moments and we're going to just notice our body and our breath without changing a single thing. Yoga is the practice of paying attention. We pay attention to our body and our breath. And I want you to notice, how is your breath moving into your body today? Is it moving in through your nose, between parted lips? Is the breath moving into the chest or the middle of the rib cage or into the belly? And remember, I just want you to observe. We're not changing anything quite yet. And then how is the breath leaving your body? Is it leaving through the nose, between parted lips? Does your breath feel as if it's a little bit of a struggle? Is your nose a little stuffy? Have you had a little bit of a cold? Or does it flow with ease? And now the next couple of moments, I want you to notice your physical body. Kind of like scanning your body from your head all the way down to your toes, like you were at the airport and they're checking you over. I want you to do that in your mind's eye, starting at the top of your head, moving across your forehead, your jaw, and your shoulders. And notice if you're holding tension in any of these places. Moving further down into the body, into your rib cage, low belly, hips, into the legs, the knees. And notice here if there's tension or tightness or soreness. And if you're finding any of those spaces, I want you to find compassion for your body. And send your attention, your awareness, a bit of breath and love into that space. And notice if it feels a little softer. Maybe you can find a moment to relax into that space. Imagine your breath traveling in through your nose and through the body and into that space, and it envelops the space with this warmth and love. And maybe, just maybe, you begin to feel a bit of softness in this space. And now one last thing that we need to bring a bit of attention to, and that's into your mind, into your thoughts. Noticing if you're feeling any sort of way today. How were you feeling emotionally when you arrived today? And again, we meet these feelings with no judgment. We just know this is how we felt. And we don't feel any sort of way about it. Maybe you arrived happy to see a friend that you haven't seen in a month or two. Maybe you're excited it's your first class. Maybe you had a really rough morning. That's okay. We meet ourselves with compassion. Let's take a full breath in through the nose. Breathe deep into your belly. And now here, a big open mouth exhale. I only heard myself. Let's see if we can do that a little louder together. Big breath in, breathe into your belly. Big breath out. There it is. All that tension you're holding that you found, I want you to breathe it out. Again, big breath in. Big breath out. Good, let's do that one more time. And at the top of your inhale, I want you to sip in a little extra air and fill yourself up so that you feel like you're gonna pop like a balloon. Sip in that little extra air. Big exhale, let it go. Beautiful. If the eyes are closed, we'll flutter them open. Let's start with a bit of movement in the neck. Let's drop our chin towards our chest. And as you arrive here with chin to chest, gaze to the floor, I want you to notice the muscles along the back of your neck and into the top of your shoulders. And just, again, we're meeting our body with compassion. I want you to just notice what you feel here. Maybe there's some tightness. Maybe it's a little bit more tight on your right side. Mine is really tight on my right side today. Maybe you're feeling it in the top of your left shoulder. All right, now let's lift our gaze up towards the ceiling and notice the stretch at the front of your throat and into the top of your collarbone. And again, notice here, are you feeling any extra tightness down the side of the neck, into the top of the shoulders, behind your clavicle? Like, what do you feel here physically? Are you able to take your attention into that space and notice anything? Good, let's do this with breath now. Bring your chin towards your chest and let's take a big breath in and a big breath out. Perfect, let's take an inhale, lift towards the sky. Now exhale, bring your chin towards your chest, and I want you to flow with your breath. So as soon as you start to find an inhale, I want you to lift your gaze towards the ceiling again. And as soon as the exhale starts to happen, tip the chin towards your chest. Inhale, breath, we lift the gaze. And I'm gonna keep cueing in that way, but I want you to follow your own breath pattern. The exhale, the chin tucks back to the chest. I want you to do that one more time with the inhale to rise. And the exhale to flow back, chin to chest. And then let's meet back at neutral, lifting the crown of the head, bringing the chin back parallel to the ground. And now let's go lateral, side to side, bringing your right ear near your right shoulder. Oh my, pause here. Notice what you feel, side of the neck and into the top of the shoulder. What would happen if you were to extend your left hand down towards the ground and reach out through your fingertips? Does that make that a little bit more intense for you? And now what if you were to press your left hand towards the back of the room? Oh my, are we feeling that? All right. Ooh, take one more big full breath into your belly. And a big breath out. Nicely done. Let's bring the left hand back onto the lap, lift tall through the crown of your head. Left ear, left shoulder. And as soon as we arrive here, do we notice sensation? And let's reach through the right hand as if your fingertips were going to touch the ground. Send the energy from your fingers all the way to the earth. Notice what you feel down the right side of the body. And now, what if we were to press the hand towards the back of the room again? Don't forget to breathe. Breath in and out through the nose, and we're working to breathe really deep into the belly. Good. Let's bring the hand back to the lap, lift tall through the crown of the head. Okay. Let's take the gaze over the right shoulder. And when you turn and look over your right shoulder, I want you to take your gaze with, as long as that's safe for you and it feels okay. Coming through center, looking over your left shoulder. Same thing here. Let your gaze travel over the shoulder as well. Through center and over the right, and through center and over the left. Now I want you to continue here. I'm just going to take a moment and talk about the safety of our practice today. I really want you to always be mindful about what's happening in your body. If something does not feel good for you, or you know that it's not appropriate for you, I don't want you to join in. I want you to take a moment and pause and maybe just come back to center and breathe. If you are a glaucoma patient, anytime I might instruct you to look down, I want you to not do that. I want you to look straight ahead instead. If your ophthalmologist or your doctor is going to call me after this class today and give me great, the what for, I don't want you to do something, okay? One more time here, looking over the left. And then back through center and over the right. And one more time over to the left. Nicely done. Come back to center. All right, let's bring the hands up, fingertips to touch the shoulders. And we're going to start today with just some really small circles here going towards the back of the room. So we just start to make little circles here, as if you imagine you have a marker tip on your elbow and you're drawing circles on the walls. It's been a while since I've done a chair practice without music, and this feels odd again. All right, switch directions, come towards me. Good, now let's go backwards, a little bit bigger this time. What does your range of motion look like? Now remember, when we're working the upper body, I also want you to be aware of your low body. So keeping the feet nice and firm on the ground. We're aware of where our knees are pointed. We're not just sitting all relaxed. We're being very mindful in our posture. Switch directions, forward a little bigger. Good. Now let's relax the hands out nice and wide. Not that this is relaxed, but my wrists were like, I've had enough of that. Okay, let's take our left palm up towards the sky. And your right hand, we're going to turn it towards the back of the room. Okay, and we want to hold right at shoulder height. And I want you to turn your gaze towards your left hand. So look at your left hand as if you're holding something in it. Perfect. Take a big inhale. And exhale, switch that out. Turn your right hand up, turn your gaze to your right hand, turn your left palm towards the back of the room. And then we're going to switch again. We turn the hands, take the gaze to the left hand. Good. And then switch that up, right palm to the sky, left hand back, look to your right hand. And again, we switch. Left palm up, look to your left hand, and then turn your right hand towards the back. And again, we switch. Right hand up, left palm towards the back of the room. And then we switch one more time. Look to your left palm, right hand turns back. Perfect. Come back to center, both palms to the sky. Good. We'll take some cactus arms. Open the arms up nice and wide. Good. All right, and we really want to work to focus shoulder and elbow on the same height. Okay, just like you're a football goal. Perfect. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, breath through the nose. Exhale, breath. Pull your forearms together. Now, those of you that have practiced with me, you know I want you to imagine you're at the gym and you're on that chest fly machine and you're moving lots of weight here. Push down through the soles of your feet. Open the arms. Use your imagination and imagine that you have got 100 pounds on that machine. And if that feels light, make it 150. All right, inhale, bring it together. Pull it together. Your arms should be shaking. You should feel your muscles firing up. Good. Exhale and open the arms. Push down through your feet when you open. One more time. Draw the arms together. And last time, push down through the soles of the feet as you imagine you're letting that 100, slow down, slow down. Hold that weight right there. Your arms should be shaking a little bit. Shake, shake, shake. Lots of intention, yes, do it. Now open the rest of the way. Oh, your arms should be tired. Yes, all right. Give the forearms a little squeeze. These are your deltoid muscles. I'm in massage therapy school, by the way, for those of you that don't know this about me. So I've learned all the muscles and the bones, and I'm very obnoxious about it now. So just give your forearms a squeeze. Or your shoulders. These are not your forearms. I do know that, Bridget. Squeeze here. Good. And then give your arms a little shake out. Good. All right. We're going to come back and do some shoulder rolls again. I think that's going to feel nice after we just did that. So let's take it up towards the ears and down the back. Now, as you start to find your shoulder rolls, I want you to think about your shoulder blade in the back. And imagine that as you roll your shoulders back, you're trying to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades. So we're really rolling the shoulders in a big way. Broadening across the heart as you squeeze back. Nice. Very nice. All right, let's switch directions. Let's come forward. Now, as you come forward, I want you to think about broadening across your back, pulling the shoulder blades away from each other. All right, I've asked this before, and those of you that have been with me here at the library before know. You know how choo-choo train has the big bars between the wheels? That's what I always think about when I'm doing this one. Do you guys know what this arm is called on a choo-choo train? Come on, you guys. You've been with me. It's the connecting arm. Yeah. Okay. I'll stop. I told them at the studio this morning my hair has personality. I think the hair from the personality, like, it transferred now. Come to the library now, it's like in me instead. We are one and the same, but sometimes it's weird. All right, shake that out. All right, how about some bicycles backwards? One shoulder at a time. So again, those of you that are new with me, maybe this is the first time you're catching this class with me, I love to work the mobility of each joint as we move through. So I start at the head, work our way all the way down, and then we work on a little bit of balance as well, but we're always working in a way that supports our own body. Everybody's practice is different. Let's go forward with our bicycles. And I have no idea what time it is. The clock on the back wall has died. So if anybody wants to be my timekeeper for me today, is it about 20 after?
1:23.
Thank you. All right, shake out those arms for me. All right, let's see, we did some neck, we did some shoulders. Let's do a little mountain pose, and we'll start to warm the spine a little bit before we go into our sun salutations. So mountain pose, again, just take a minute. Let's start with the foundation. Make sure your feet are straight ahead of your hips and your knees. And then your shoulders are stacked above your hips and your arms rest at the sides of the body and your palms are turned a little bit forward. And as you breathe in, I want you to imagine you're lifting through the crown of your head. Okay, take an inhale breath, big reach to the sky. This is extended mountain. Exhale breath, back to mountain for me. Good, big breath in, big reach. Exhale, breath down. Work to breathe in and out through your nose, inhale. Keep the lips sealed. Exhale through the nose. All right, let's take this into a twist. Inhale, breath, arms up. I'm gonna go with you. Exhale to the right. Right hand falls towards your left knee. Inhale, breath, rise. Exhale, breath to the left side. Good. Inhale, breath, reach. Exhale, breath, right. Inhale through the nose, reach to the sky. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. We're going to do one more flowing. Inhale. Exhale, left. The next time we come to the right, we're going to hold. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Now, stay right here for me. Look over your right shoulder. Let your gaze travel over the shoulder as long as that feels okay for you. Now, your right hand, you can hold the chair. You can just reach the hand all the way back and take a big stretch across the chest. You can just let your hand rest at your hip. What feels right in your body today? Take a full breath in and a complete breath out. One more here. Breathe in through the nose and exhale through the nose. Nicely done. Inhale, come back to center. Stretch the arms high. Exhale, twist to the left. Let your right hand fall to your left knee. Left hand reaches behind the body. We're looking over the shoulder. Full inhale. And exhale. Full breath in. Complete breath out. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, return to center. Arms travel up, heart squares to the front. Let's take a gentle forward fold on the exhale. Bring your forearms to your knees. If it were to feel okay for you, be appropriate, you could let your head hang. The chin tucking in towards the chest. And maybe you give a little turn of the head right and left, a little shake of your head. Good, and then let's gently roll up. Think about rolling from your seat through the lowest part of your spine, and then into the middle part, and then up between the shoulders, into the neck, and then imagine the crown of your head being an extension of the spine, and it stacks right above your tailbone. Very nice. Okay, let's go sun salutations. Now, sun salutations we build. So we're going to start at a base level. And if that base level feels right for you, I want you to stay there. If you want to join us and move on, you can build with us. Some of these folks have been with me for quite a while and like to jump right in because they know where they're at in their practice. So please don't feel like you need to do something differently than what I am, but feel free to do what does feel appropriate for you. We find our mountain pose. Palms open, front of the room, lift tall through the crown of your head, feet firmly on the ground. Big inhale, breath, extended mountain. Exhale, breath, bring your hands together to heart center for prayer hands. Inhale, breath, big reach again. Exhale, forward fold. That forearms to the knees, lengthen from the hips to the tailbone, all the way up to the crown of the head. Inhale, breath, lift your right knee any amount. And that can be hands behind your thigh, one at the shin. Exhale, breath, and let it come back down. Inhale, breath, left side lifts any available amount, and that could be right here. Exhale, breath down. Hands to your knees, cobra. Pull your heart forward, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. Think about lifting the heart space. Exhale, come back to mountain. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Inhale, breath, big reach of the arms up and over the head. Exhale, breath, hands to heart center. Inhale, breath, reach. Exhale, breath, fold. Forearms to the knees, lengthen the spine. Inhale, breath, right side, knee lifts any amount. Exhale, breath down. You guys do your thing, you know. Inhale, left side lifts any amount. Exhale, breath down. Hands to knees, cobra. Pull the heart forward, lift the gaze and the tailbone. Exhale, breath back to mountain. Building on a bit. Inhale, breath, lift all the way high. Exhale, breath, hands, heart center. Inhale, breath, reach. Exhale, breath, fold. Remember, you can stay forearms to the knees, or maybe it's a bigger reach to the toes as long as it's appropriate for you to look down, look down. Inhale, breath, right side, knee lifts any amount. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, breath, left side lifts any amount. Exhale, breath down. Cobra, pull the heart forward, lift the gaze and the tailbone. Exhale, breath back to mountain. Inhale, breath, circle, sweep the arms up and over the head. Exhale, breath, hands, heart, center. Inhale, breath, reach. Exhale, breath, fold. Inhale, breath, building on. Right side lifts. Maybe this time it's a kick of the leg forward and extending the arms over the head. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, breath, left side. Now, if knee to chest is enough, you can go knee to chest and still hold, or we challenge ourselves. Hands down, pull the heart forward, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale, breath back to mountain. Inhale, breath, circle, sweep the arms up and over the head. Exhale, breath, hands, heart, center. Inhale, breath, reach. Exhale, breath, fold. Inhale, breath, right side, knee to chest or extend. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, breath, left side, knee to chest or extend. Exhale, breath down. Cobra, pull the heart forward, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale, breath back to mountain. Inhale, circle the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands, heart, center. Last time through, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, breath, right side, knee to chest or extend. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, left side, knee lifts or extend. Exhale, breath down. Hands to knees, cobra. Lift the heart, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale, breath back to mountain. Inhale, circle, sweep. Gather some energy here. As you bring the palms together, draw that energy right into your heart center. Let your thumbs come to rest at the heart space. Bow your head. Maybe here you stack the hands above the heart. Maybe one hand at heart and one hand at belly. I like to pause at this point of our practice and reconnect breath and body, mind and soul. We notice the heartbeat. Notice your breath. Notice the energy that is coursing through your body. Collectively, let's take one breath here. Full inhale through the nose, fill into the belly. That big exhale with ease. Flutter the eyes open, let your hands rest to your lap. Let your feet walk just slightly ahead. And then we're just gonna find our little toe lift. So we're just lifting the toes, lifting the toes. I keep scooching because like I'm not seeing my whole self here in the camera. Hopefully we got it. Good. How we doing out there? Good. Doing good? Absolutely. Love it. Hey, does anybody remember Monday? The handful of you that were with me Monday. Do you remember the 3 things that I asked you just randomly that I told you I was going to ask you about at the end of class because we were talking about the cognitive stuff that your doctor would ask you something to remember at the end of your appointment? I thought about it after we left. I was like, I forgot to ask them. I remember what I asked you about.
I don't now.
You don't now? I asked if anybody had started Christmas shopping.
All that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then I asked if, oh, now I don't remember.
Christmas tree.
Christmas tree was up yet.
Yes.
And then about cranberry relish or cranberry sauce.
Oh,
yeah. And I keep seeing this recipe for a cranberry tart that I really want to make. And also these popping cranberries that you soak the cranberries for 24 hours. Have you done it? In Sprite and apple cider. Or not apple cider. Yeah, apple cider. They weren't good. They still were really tart. I really want to do the one where you soak them in Prosecco.
Yeah. That's what I thought you were going to say. Maybe you wouldn't notice it then.
Yeah, and then so once you soak them, if you haven't seen this video, you soak them for 24 hours and then you drain them and kind of pat them dry a little bit. And then you shake them and coat them in powdered sugar and dry them in the oven at like 200 degrees for like 5 minutes. Let's go into calf lifts. Step your feet back and go calf lifts. I'm sorry, I get off on tangents periodically. But then when you bite them, they like pop in your mouth. So were they really still too tart?
They were a little bit tart, yeah.
Yeah. So I suppose if you like sour stuff.
I I kept tasting and thinking I would.
Then it would get better, and they didn't. All right, so with our calf lifts, you can add a little extra weight behind these and lean the heel of your hand into the top of your thigh, top of your knees, and just give a little lift here. Now, if you're participating at home, you can put a stack of books on your knees, pick up your cat, your dog, friend, spouse, grandbaby.
How is that? Grandbaby.
He's so cute. I have a new picture. All right, let's go into hold the hands up, and we're going to knee lifts. Now, you can hold your hands wherever you want to. If you only want to lift and tap an inch or two above your knee, you can. If you want to give yourself a little bit more, you can lift them up and really work into the low core. Now, when you're doing this, I want you to really pay attention to what's happening in your upper body. I don't want to see you really trying to swing to it. I want you to really focus on the hip joint. So we're really focusing on lifting up, up, up. Nicely done. Some of those chairs are squeaky, aren't they? At the studio this morning, I had 6 folks, and the chairs were squeaking so much so it sounded like we had a bunch of rockers on an old wooden porch. It was actually kind of great. Good. All right. Let's pause here. Now, before we get into any more low body, I don't want anybody to think I have forgotten about our low brain games by any way, shape, or form. Did I hear a groan?
I said, oh yeah.
Oh, yay, okay. I thought that was a groan back there. Okay, so I like to do what I call little brain games because that helps us keep our right and left sides of our brain, which I'm learning all about this week. Oh my gosh. Helps keep them connected and talking, which keeps us in a good spot. So we're going to start with the one that everybody said was easy the other day, and then we're going to try some other ones, okay? So we're going to start with our little chicken pecking fingers. So everybody's coming together so that your fingers are pecking together, okay? Now you're going to go a little, Jody said, it was that little, you tap, a little kiss, and then tap, and then kiss, and then tap the other palm, and kiss, and tap, and kiss, and tap, and kiss, and tap, and kiss, and tap. So you're kiss and tap, kiss and tap. Okay, you guys, this is too easy.
Well,
You guys are
mantra, but you can't talk and do it.
No, I can't. I was gonna say, I don't know if I could. Can I? Maybe. This one is one of our easier ones.
You click as fast as you talk.
That's probably exactly it. Okay, so this is one of those ones that you could randomly do and you're sitting in the doctor's office waiting, or, you know, they're waiting on the turkey to come out of the oven and like, man, I really could go for a piece of turkey right now. Okay, next up. Which one do we want to do? What do you want to do? Which one do you like, Beth?
Oh, I'm not going to say because then you'll do something else.
All right, let's just do another just easy peasy one. Let's touch index finger and thumbs together. And then go middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. And then make your way back in, ring, middle, index. And then back out, middle, ring, pinky. Index to thumb, ring to thumb, middle, pinky, index, ring, pinky, middle, index, pinky, middle, index, ring, pinky, index, middle, pinky, index, ring, nope, ring. Good, just let that go. So these are just fun little ones that again help us keep right and left connected. So that actually also helps with balance. So we want to keep everything talking back and forth. So I like to throw those in. I try to think of fun new ones to keep us going. We did. What's one we did?
Bunny. That was hard.
The shoot the bunny was hard? You think so? Okay, let's do this one real quick for the new folks that haven't got to do these with us. So I want you to make a little bunny. Okay, And then we use a water gun. So we have a water gun. Okay, so water gun, and we're shooting the bunny. It's a little cold for water play right now, but we're just gonna pretend it's 75 out today. And then shoot the other bunny. Switch your hands. Where's your gun, girlfriend? Oh. And then switch and switch. Switch and switch. Switch and switch and switch. This is a good one, isn't it? Switch. Hi at home. I don't know who's watching at home, but thank you for tuning in. And then switch and switch and switch and switch and switch and switch and switch. Good job. All right. All right. That's a fun one. I love that one. Okay, let's get into the low body. Let's get into the hips. Okay, so let's start with our right leg. All I want you to do is we're going to hip circle. You can hold your thigh if you need to, but I want you to imagine there's a little marker on the tip of your knee, on your toe, and you're drawing some circles. And we're going to go clockwise. And if you need to hang onto your leg, you hang onto your leg. And if you can only do it twice, you do it twice. If you can do it 10 times, do it 10 times. I have a tendency to do it until my leg starts hurting, and then I'm like, oh darn, let's switch. So what we're doing, all of our joints have something called synovial fluid in it. Switch directions and go counterclockwise. So when we move our joints, what happens is we get this flush of new synovial fluid in it. So it's kind of like giving your body an oil change. So when we forget to move a joint, it tends to get kind of sticky and it doesn't want to move. So if you've ever broken a bone, let's pause that side. If you've ever broken a bone and you've been in a cast, arm's probably the easiest one. If you've ever broken it and it's been casted and you get that cast off, that joint doesn't want to move. So we really have to be very ginger about how we move things. So if it gets sticky and stuck like that, we have to give it time to flush in some new fluid, rebuild the muscle tone, and just take our time. So this gives us an opportunity. Let's do the left side. Go clockwise to start. We just want to take time to move every joint in the body. So as I said, I like to focus on joint mobility and balance through our practices together. So as we're here, I want you to think nice tall spine, keeping the shoulders stacked over the hips, and being very mindful about what you're doing. It's all about, let's switch directions, quality of movement over quantity. So it's not how many hip circles can I do, it's hip circle, feel that, hip circle, and notice what we're feeling. Now, if you've ever had a hip replacement, or if you are in need of a hip replacement, let's pause there. Some of these things may not feel the greatest, but all we're trying to do is do the very best that we can do today. And maybe today things feel great, and tomorrow they don't feel great. It's okay. Every day we wake up, we just have to take a moment, notice what we notice, and move with it. Let's take our right foot out in front of us. I'm hoping I don't have holy socks on today. I was like, should have checked that before I got here. All right, so that right foot out in front of us. Let's take a nice big breath in. Imagine you're getting taller, like you're a little puppet on a string. On the exhale breath, hinge at your hips, let your heart move forward. Your hands can come to your left thigh. And I want you to keep space between your chin and your chest. So we're not looking down to our belly or our left knee. We're looking beyond our extended right foot. Or a nice little hamstring stretch here. A breath in and a breath out. Good. One more here. Full breath in and complete breath out. Very nice. On this next inhale, come back up nice and tall. Restack the shoulders over the hips. Let's take a moment on the foot. Point your toes and then flex your toes back. And point your toes again and flex your toes back towards the body. And one more time. Point and flex. Relax and roll your ankle. And switch your direction. Nice. All right, let's take that right leg, step it over to the right. I like to call these femur rolls. This bone is your femur bone or your thigh bone. And we're going to work on, again, right into the joint. So all I want you to do, tip your toes forward and tip your toes back. And I want you to imagine that your whole leg is in a cast and the only part that can move is at your hip joint. Jody, how are we doing on time?
It's about 16 till.
Thank you. If you'll give me like a 5 when we're close.
Okay.
Sorry to make you look at your watch.
No problem.
I used to have a smartwatch and I quit wearing it because I was like constantly, it broke and I was like, well, this was a blessing in disguise. All right, let's pause with the toes right towards the sky. Okay, your heart is facing me and I want you to open your arms up big and wide again. Now, I am going to switch my legs. Please do not switch your legs. Your legs stay right where they're at. I'm going to match you, okay? Now, I want you to bring your right hand and rotate it towards your right foot. Good. And we're just going to try to line up our right arm directly over our right leg, as if you're holding a broomstick from hand to hand, okay? Take a big breath in, and on your breath out, I want you to lean towards your right foot, almost like you're an airplane. Think about back when you were like 4 and you'd run through the yard being an airplane. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, tip. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Now, maybe lift your gaze towards your left hand. Take a big breath in here. Stretch wide across the chest. And exhale. Good. Inhale, just bring the arms back parallel to ground, but don't release the twist. Now release the twist. Bring your hands and your foot back in. Nicely done. Okay. We're going to take, we're still on the right leg. I want you to say, I had to think which leg were we on, and I matched you. We're going to take that right leg now that we've just stepped it back in. And I want you to imagine that there is a block or something just to the outside of your foot, okay? And I want you to pick it up and step it wide. And then up and back across. Good. Over and back. Now again, I want you to think about that tall spine. Up and over. Let's go one more time. Out and in. Perfect. Let's do left side. So left leg extends out. We flex the toes back towards the body. We're going to do that same thing on the other side. Hamstring stretch. Big inhale breath. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Fold the heart forward. Look past your toes. Hands can be on the thighs. They can hang onto the seat of your chair. Whatever makes you feel safest here. Push down through your right foot. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, breath. And exhale. One more time, full breath in. Breath out. And inhale, rise back nice and tall. All right, point your toes. Flex your toes back. Do that twice more. We point, we flex, point, and flex. Relax your ankle, and then just some circles. Switch the direction. Good stuff. All right, let's take that left leg all the way out to the side. Okay, and now we do those femur rolls. So thigh bone rotating in the hip socket. I saw that little adjustment. Sometimes it's easier if you move towards the corner of the chair, so maybe, I don't know, that didn't feel good for my body, so I just scooched out a little bit, give a little bit of freedom underneath of that thigh bone. Good. All right, we'll pause here. Open the arms wide. Okay, everybody stay right there. I'm switching so I can be even. Okay, now bring your left hand. Rotate around as if you're holding a broomstick, and now your right and left arm is just above your left leg. Big breath in. Breath out and a little tip here. I feel like this is like you're on stage and you're like, ta-da! Inhale, come back. Exhale, tip. Inhale, rise. Y'all are in sync. Exhale, tip. That's so nice. Now maybe lift your gaze up towards your right hand. Big breath in. Full breath out. One more. Inhale. Big, complete exhale. Inhale, come back. Don't undo your twist yet. Exhale, release the twist. Inhale, bring everything back to center. Okay, let's give a little bit of movement in the low body. Before we come to stand, I always want you to try to bring some blood back into the low body. We've been moving it, but this is just a reminder for you. If you've been at home and you've been sitting down, you've been having dinner, you've been watching TV, whatever you've been doing, you want to get some blood pumping back into the low body before you go to stand. And that's to help us get our blood pressure regulated. Now, you're going to get your feet nice and flat on the floor. Take a big breath in. And on the breath out, we're going to come to stand in whatever way suits you. Then when you stand, a couple of marches in place. Then we step, okay? So always move, a couple of marches, then you can step. Most falls happen because we get up and we try to move too quickly. We're going to come behind our chair. The next little stretch that we're going to do is called the kitchen sink stretch. This is another spot where I want to caution. If you are a glaucoma patient, your vision is going to stay straight ahead. You are not going to look down at the floor. I'm going to demonstrate that. Everybody else, if it's safe for you to look to the floor, I want you to look down at the floor for me today, okay? So we're going to bring our hands to the back of our chair, and we're going to start to walk our feet back. And what we're looking for is a long line from the crown of your head all the way down to the tailbone. If you are a glaucoma patient, you're with me and you're looking straight over the back of the chair right up here to me. Everybody else, I should be able to serve Thanksgiving dinner off of your back. Nice, long line. Good. Again, if it's safe, biceps are near the ears, the back is long. Take a nice big full breath in. And a big breath out. Good. One more time. Big inhale. And exhale. Very nice. Inhale. Start to walk your feet back in close to the chair. And we're going to find a standing mountain pose behind our chair. Hands are going to rest sides of body. We have our feet right underneath of our hips. I'm going to slide the chair out of the way so everyone here can see. Okay. Inhale, breath, reach your arms up and over the head, extended mountain. Exhale, breath, cactus the arms. Broaden across the heart. Inhale, big reach. Exhale, hands float down. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back down to mountain. Very nice. Got about 10 minutes, 8 minutes? 10. Okay. Let's do a little bit of balance work today. Those of you that are with me, I'm sorry, we're going to skip the calf stretch for today, but you guys will do that the next time we're together. So we're going to do some balance. I'm going to have you bring your hands to the back of your chair, and all we're going to do is shift our weight into one or the other foot, whichever we go here, and then all I'm going to have you do is just simply pick up your foot, okay? So we're going to do about 30 seconds. I'm going to try to count in my head. We'll see how that goes. And the goal here is, with your hands resting at the back of the chair, is that when you come up onto one foot, maybe you let one hand go, and then if possible, we'll let the other hand go, okay? Now, it's really important. Two things when we're balancing. Number one, find a focal point. So if it's one of the lights, if it's a spot on the curtain, please don't use me. I move too much. We want something that is non-moving to be your focal point. Number two, you have to breathe. If you hold your breath, you're going to fall over. So we need to take big breath in and big breath out. And remember to tell yourself you are safe. You are an inch or two or three off the floor with that foot. You can always put it right back down if you start to feel like you're wobbly. We always have the chair right at hand if we need to pop the hands right back on the chair, okay? And we can even get down to maybe where it's just a finger or two on the chair and we're holding ourselves, okay? First, we'll do the right leg. So let's start by shifting the weight into the right foot. Maybe come up onto your left tippy toes. Okay? Now, first thing, find your focal point. What's that going to be for you? Maybe it's my phone, because that'd be a nice stationary object to look at. Take a big inhale through your nose. A big exhale through your nose. This next inhale breath, let your left foot float from the floor. And then start to tell yourself, I am safe. All is good. And maybe we start to float the hand away from the chair. Continue to breathe. Nice big inhales and exhales. Let's go one more round of breath here. Nice inhale and exhale, relax. Nicely done. I saw lots of balancing happening. Do a little dance. All right, let's go other side. We'll take the weight into the left foot. We'll come up on the right tippy toes. We have our focal point. Got it? Big inhale. Exhale. Next breath, we lift the foot. Maybe we let go. Maybe it's one finger. Our brain sometimes just needs a moment of safety, and it's one finger. One more round of breath, and inhale, and an exhale. Very nice. Did you find one side harder than the other? Yeah, that's very, very common. And maybe tomorrow when you're at home and you're standing at the counter waiting on your coffee, you think, you know what? I wonder how today it works. Hover the hands above the counter. We're waiting on the coffee to perk, hanging out. Maybe you lift one hand from the counter, lift the other hand from the counter, and we're like, have a moment, be proud of yourself for the work that you're doing. Let's go ahead and come back and have a seat. Now, as you come back and find your seat, I want you to take a moment again, rock side to side, find your sits bones. And that may mean that we have to move some fleshy bits around. It happens to the best of us. We got to move stuff around so we can feel ourselves rooting down into the chair. Let your feet ground down. Notice your big toe connected, whether it be through your shoe, through your sock. Find the connection. Feel your heels. Notice the heels grounding down. Let your hands rest on your lap, shoulders stack above the hips. If it were to be safe for you to close your eyes, you can close your eyes or just look softly away from the body. Again, finding that point ahead of you, letting the gaze go a little bit fuzzy. And start to notice your breath. Notice your body. Notice the state of your mind. Are your thoughts a little more quiet now? Allow the skin across your forehead to soften. The space between the eyebrows to relax. Notice the weight of your eyelids, softening the gaze or closing your eyes. Allow your shoulders to soften away from your ears. Your breath to relax. And let's take time to notice, just as we did at the beginning of class. Notice your breath body, how the breath is moving in and out, where it travels to, and how it leaves. And now notice your physical body. Remember that space of tension or tightness or soreness that you located about an hour ago? Take your attention there and take note of how it feels now. It may still feel a little tight, a little tense, a little sore. But again, can you find compassion for that feeling? This body is beautiful. It has carried you to all different places through the times, through the days. And today we just have met ourselves exactly where we are. And today we meet her or him with the utmost compassion and love. And one last time, notice your thoughts, your mind, and the emotional state of your being. Let's bring our hands together at heart center, letting the thumbs connect at the heart space, bowing our heads. And here we find a moment of gratitude for this practice, to you for making space in the day, and for this opportunity to come together in community and collective energy. Let's take a clearing breath together before we close. A full inhale through the nose, fill the body with breath. And that big exhale with ease. May your life be free of struggles. May your heart be open. May your body be filled with joy and ease. May you share your gifts with the world. And may you know your truest self in this lifetime. Together we say, Namaste. Well, thank you guys for being here today.